thing. And we're live. Hello, everybody.
Yeah, I'm a little out of it too. Everything's great.
I got a Roll20's not loading for me, so that's great.
That's great.
Is that necessary? Do I need a Roll20 for this?
Jason, I know that you are a dear friend,
Probably,
a good person,
I do,
but there's still a thing where people say those things, and I've been in enough context where they were being sincere that it's like my brain goes into immediate protection panic mode.
Yeah.
See also the email. Dan can tell you the story. Are these your letters? God.
Roll20 literally not loading for me right now. Oh, there it is.
It was slow for me.
There it is.
I don't understand how computers work or what doesn't work.
What am
Yesterday, there's no map, right?
Stygian Gambit.
It's just you should just be at the kind of the splash screen.
Not me.
Yesterday,
it's Stygian Gambit.
Reference acknowledged. Yesterday, I tried to watch the Tetris movie, but only the Tetris movie would not load on Apple TV Plus.
Oh, interesting.
And it just said, it didn't work. Try again later is the error message. Power cycled the Apple TV. Still didn't work. Other content loads fine. And so instead I watched the Elvis movie. And that's the story of how I watched the Elvis movie.
Well, here's what happens in the Tetris movie. Give me the rights. Give me the right. Don't give him the rights. Me the right. Me, not him. Me. Give me the right, not him.
I still intend to watch the Tetris movie.
I think it is.
Apple TV allows me.
Is it a good movie? Is it entertaining? Absolutely. It's incredibly entertaining.
The Elvis movie was pretty entertaining as well.
I love the Elvis movie.
I love the Elvis movie. And people are like, it's 3 hours long and it's Baz Luhrmann. I'm going to hate it. And I'm like,
bored.
I liked it so much that when they get to the part where they fast forward through his time in the army, I'm like, no. Tell that story too.
And I don't...
Tony, if you're looking for 3-hour movies that you won't be bored during, I highly recommend Babylon.
It's on my list, Monty, from you, because you have discussed it.
You won't be bored.
You have discussed it repeatedly on Monty and Reyes versus movies.
Some people really hate that movie.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just looking to not be bored. Also,
I don't know anything about it, I don't think.
It's about the dawn of filmmaking. Like, it starts off at silent film, then sound comes, and there's like 6 people whose lives are changed during it. And it's called Babylon, which is a reference to the book Hollywood Babylon, which just details the crazy things that people got up to back then, and they show it.
Right.
Oh, they show debauchery. So much debauchery.
And it's the
I like debauchery.
The La La Land guy is the guy who did it.
Yeah.
You know what? Confession, I haven't even seen La La Land.
I haven't either.
Neither have I.
Me either.
But it won the Oscar for Best Picture. Briefly.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
What do you mean briefly? It either gets it or it doesn't. People.
Oh,
No, that's the one where they said that
they were accepting.
won.
Okay, you know what? I retract that statement. I've been reminded of
They were
history.
mid-acceptance speech.
Yeah, and then they were cleared off the stage and told they didn't actually win, which is
and Moonlight
amazing.
won.
yes.
Yeah,
Really.
And Moonlight is generally considered a better movie than La La Land. So everybody was like, "Oh, good."
What a relief!
Because for a minute, everybody was like, "No, not La La."
But there was a blogger somewhere who had already opened their text document, and they're like, "How dare they?" And then they're like, "Damn it, I gotta delete this."
Yep.
We had an entirely new story to write because that was some drama.
Technically, the way I phrased that was bad. Technically, I'm ready now. No, I am ready now in a technical, detailed way. I'm not technically
Jason,
ready. I'm actually ready, Tony.
You need to be ready 8 seconds before the something clock clicks down.
Look,
is that
inside
did I make a topical
Tony?
sports reference? I'm not sure.
Tony, inside you are 2d20.
Why? Why are they?
One of them is a critical fail. One of them is a critical hit.
That one never comes up.
Well, that's weird.
Yeah,
one of them is
right
weighted.
now.
Whichever one you
Are people watching us on YouTube?
Yes, they are. Theoretically.
Oh, wow.
And I would like to make a joke.
6. Oh, okay. All 6 of you get ready.
Monty, this is the way the
go.
best jokes start. Yeah.
Have we promoted this on the socials, by the way? We should promote this on the socials.
I can't. I have nothing set up to do that right now.
Okay,
so.
right, because Eric is still logging into things. Oh, well, I'll do what I can.
I don't even have pictures to put behind me, so you get my actual green screen tonight.
My joke is, hey, we're better than Netflix.
Yeah, we're live.
Yeah.
It's a reference acknowledged there. That's
and
good.
we'll
I
send
get
you a
it.
DVD. They don't do that anymore.
The Love is Blind reunion.
I'll mail people DVDs. I'm selling my DVD collection right now.
See, there you go. We win.
Anyone wants
Scarecrow Video
20-year-old HBO box sets?
Maybe.
Scarecrow Video still there, still pumping out DVD rentals.
Yeah.
I just
They
listed
outlasted Netflix.
Allah.
Wow. I just listed some VHS tapes on eBay, and people are bidding on them. Amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Remember Quickster?
Mm-hmm.
That was going to be Netflix.
Is that what we're very focused on failures tonight? What about our successes as a people?
Name one.
As a nation, as a
Like, cannot think of
successes, name
any
one.
right now.
that TV show, Succession.
I haven't
seen
watched it.
I haven't watched that either.
I heard it's really dark, and I can't.
Yeah, it's rich
I don't
evil
need
people
shows
being
about
evil to
bad
each
people.
other.
I prefer
Yeah.
The Righteous Gemstones, which is like Succession, but very funny.
That's actually
that sounds more my speed.
That's actually pretty accurate. Yeah, everything's great, people. We're bringing a very special Tuesday night energy tonight.
Vaguely grumpy.
Tuesday night. Yeah. Well, so
Yeah.
I'm ready to go whenever you are.
Oh, okay. I think you said that before, but
Technically,
in a
I'm ready to go. Meant I'm ready to go.
Oh,
This is the first die I ever bought.
Cool.
Oh, you know what would make me feel better?
Let's do
Getting Monty's fancy thing.
the Monty's dodecahedron of fun.
Yeah, can you
Oh,
please
yes.
show that
That's
to
the
me?
one.
I need that right now.
Yeah, I want to see
Eat it, Dog and Pony Show. We got recurring
Yeah,
bits
this is way
now.
better.
Bit is
Oh my
Monty
God.
holds up stuff.
Yes,
He's
that's
like,
the
look
bit,
at
Tony.
this.
Monty holds stuff up.
Doesn't it make you happy?
It's
I mean,
so
I'm not
amazing.
arguing that it's not great, but
It is
I'm
great.
a little concerned about what are we defining as a bit.
This is the bit right there.
bit.
That's
It's
it.
a bit of
What
stuff.
we
isn't
want
it?
it to be.
All right. I mean,
I brought
Wow.
props.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
the bit.
That's the
oh,
bit.
Monty, are you a prop comic? Is that what you are now?
Yes.
He's a prop podcaster. It's different. It's
It's
modern.
magical.
Prop podcasters are really tough gig.
It is. It's about
Especially because
it's the show
you've
notes
chosen-
and the
Yeah.
art and the chapter markers are sort of what you have to work with there as a prop.
they have a
prop
word
podcaster.
for prop podcast. It's called a Foley artist, and it's
How dare you?
yeah.
Um,
What if you have a podcast and you never release it and you just release show notes? Anyway,
And they did
reference
that already.
acknowledged
I know everything stupid that shouldn't have happened has already happened.
I know, right? Well, that's good because now it's all the way up from
done.
here. Just
It's not
better
just
and
that it's
better now.
happened; it's been funded. That's what's
Yeah.
I've
that's
still
what gets you.
never read the show notes on any podcast. And I don't look at my iPhone while I'm listening. So all the show art changes people do, I don't see that either.
That's okay.
Monty, you got to be careful. You're being a little smug there for a guy who creates podcasts. That is a difficult line. You don't want to end up being that guy
No,
who's
he's
on
just
a podcast
making me feel good
who
about
says,
the
"I've never
tiny
listened
amount of
to a
time I
podcast."
spend
Yeah,
on
You-
any show notes.
You should see what constitutes
Well
the
lit now.
show notes on my podcast.
I love it. Look, it's meant to degrade.
I wrote a book for it.
Show notes
more
should
like
never
tell notes.
be mandatory. They're always extra for people who care. And and show art the same way. None of that should be that's why Mike and I started recording video to do little video snippets of our podcast. And what we do is we're recording with a video a camera that's off to the side that's being recorded in a separate app, and we can't see it while we're recording. It's not on Zoom or anything. And the point is to not do what every video podcast does, which is they start referring to things. Oh, look at that thing. Ho, ho, ho. And you're listening in a podcast just in your ears, and you get so angry because they're referring to things that you can't see. So I'm a big fan of lowest common denominator. If it's not on the podcast, it's not on the podcast.
There's a early Dan and Tony
Team Monty.
podcast where we're just looking at pictures of dogs on the internet and reacting to them. Find some of our best work.
Although now that I say that, I like the idea of a really puzzly podcast where there's clues in the show notes and the art and stuff.
Yeah, of course you do, you nerd.
Yeah, well,
Tuesday night.
This is I'm
zero effort or maximum effort.
Yeah, that's
Tony, while we're talking about our big bit, which is Monty shows us stuff. I wanted to just clarify the Dog
Is
and
this a
Pony
bit?
Show Curse of Strahd. Is that returning on May the 2nd? Is that happening?
Is this the thing where I should have known the date ahead of time?
It is. It's May 2nd.
Yes, Jason Snell, my friend and person I talked to.
So you won't have
normal human.
Yeah, you won't have to put up with this. Will there be a cool dodecahedron to look at on May 2nd?
No.
We might. I can get one by then.
No.
Probably.
They're expensive, Tony.
No.
Probably not then. No.
Well, they're expensive in Canada.
You know, I'm just saying, Erica's there too. So, you know.
Right now, I don't feel like that's worth very much. So,
Yeah.
sorry.
As some follow up to Jay saying, I don't get it. Did I miss a story? Netflix did a live stream on Sunday that failed, and like 8 people saw it. And so we're better
the
than
finale
that because we have 9 people watching this right now. So there. And then they also
it was
said
the
they're not going
reunion
to mail
show for
DVDs
Love is
out
Blind.
anymore. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I am glad that
That's
Jay
the news.
added which thing Jay did not get, because I was like, I cannot recap the explanations for all
So
the things
many.
that we covered in the last 8 minutes.
Yeah, we can't footnote everything we do, people.
Yeah.
You got to be
Yeah.
specific about
We
Yeah.
could,
confusing
but
things.
let's not.
Confuse
No.
you.
That's too much work.
Nobody
That's- I
reads
think-
the footnotes.
Nobody
No.
reads the footnotes.
Monty taught us that.
And, you know,
5 minutes
I
ago.
mean, I do read the footnotes, but
It made Infinite Jest very short and not interesting.
I like that.
take that.
I like that. Yeah, Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell, 200 pages long if you leave out the footnotes.
Monty,
House of Leaves makes exactly the same amount of sense.
people don't finish Infinite Jest. You just buy it and put it on your shelf in a visible part of your apartment when you're 22, and then you do that again 5 years later.
10 years
you know?
earlier, it was Foucault's pendulum. So
Yeah,
fair
I mean,
enough.
Tony,
It's
can I
just-
tell you something about Infinite Jest?
Sure.
I read the whole thing 2.5 times.
Okay.
Whoa.
So you're one of those.
I have not read it.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is,
I'm
the
waiting for
whole
the comic
joke is
book.
explained at the end of like footnote 38 or so.
So
you
just
have
read
to go
footnote
back.
38.
Yeah.
Okay, good tip.
All right.
Noted.
There's two
that is a
storylines
good
that
tip.
seem like they're going to converge the whole time, and then just before they do, the book ends. And those two characters never meet.
Fantastic.
Wow.
It's like
so
that Wayne's
annoying.
World song.
It's like the Fountains of Wayne song.
Or not Wayne's World.
Not Wayne's
Fountains of Wayne.
World. I thought, is
See,
there a
this
Wayne's World song
This is
too?
how off I am tonight. This is why I should not be speaking this evening.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
like
going to
Wayne's
shut up now.
World. I don't remember
No,
that.
there's a great Fountains of Wayne song where like the first chorus is about the girl who's retouching photos in a magazine aimed at teens, and the second one is about the lawyer, and then they both are out on the street hailing a cab, and she steals his cab. The end. It's great. You're like, they're
it's
gonna
called
meet, and
Someone
it's
to
gonna
Love.
be, and they're lonely people in the city.
Yep.
And the song is like, no, she just takes his cab.
no,
The end.
they're just lonely.
Love it. Amazing.
And they didn't make it a happy ending in the video, and I was very happy because I was worried they were going to do that.
No. She cuts in front of him and leaves him for dead.
Leaves him for
the
dead.
end.
Boom. Oh, good.
Someone to Love is the name of the song. They do not find someone to love. Should we play D&D, Tony?
Let me just ask an important question. Is everybody recording?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I am recording.
Did Monty just start recording?
No, I've
Okay.
been recording for 16 minutes.
All right,
Excellent.
but you said it in that
Hi.
strange
Gold.
I've
voice.
been recording for 15
All right.
minutes. So,
Yep.
and
all
is
right,
somebody
everyone's
recording on Zoom?
I believe somebody is recording. on
Somebody
Zoom.
is.
It said it was as soon as Jason joined the call.
Oh, maybe I'm recording on Zoom.
It's not.
See?
Yeah, it is you. I can.
I
see
am
in the,
recording on Zoom.
participant
Ah,
stuff.
is somebody doing it?
You.
I'm doing it.
Like
Is there something I can show
professionals.
you? Is there an object I could show you while we're still doing our format here?
Everything is great.
For the love of God, get us into the world of D&D where we will be mildly competent.
I have
All
a
right.
nerfed brain.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Yeah, promises. All right, that's enough holding things up in front of the cameras, people.
For now.
Listeners, in case you have not joined our live show before, this is Tuesday night where we bring a very special energy. Instead of recording on a weekend like civilized podcasters, we record it Tuesday night, which is right after work for some people, and late at night. It's 8 o'clock where I am. Late at night for people on the East Coast. There's a special kind of manic insanity that recording on a weeknight brings to it, and we attempt to harness that, bottle it, and filter it through a kind of weird mud-like D&D substance into a podcast. And that is how podcasts are made at a technical level. Tonight we will be
Good night, everyone.
Tonight we are going to be starting a new adventure called the Stygian Gambit. And at the end of the session, after we end the episode, I will give away a code for the whole, not just the Stygian Gambit, but the whole Keys from the Golden Vault collection on Roll20. There will be a question I will pose at the end that you will have to know the correct answer to in order to win the code. And I only had 2 codes, and I gave one of them away 3 weeks ago, so then I'm done. So I'm out.
Right. Secret agent cannot win. Not eligible. Already won.
I have an important question before we start. Now, in the last game, we heisted a rock that was actually an egg, and it did some magical stuff to us. Now that we're not near that egg anymore, I just want to make sure that I don't still have resistance to piercing and slashing. It'd be nice if I did.
The magical effects of the egg are no more.
Okay, good.
Eraser.
Oh, you did all level up to level 2.
And we got magic.
Yeah, I decided to roll for my hit points. Guess what I rolled?
A 1.
A 1.
Erica's coming up. Erica this week.
Yeah, this is
Tony. I don't want to say we should do everything like Critical Role, but I will say that Matt Mercer lets his players re-roll ones if they roll a 1 for hit points.
All the time, or just
when they roll a 1 for hit points, they get to re-roll because rolling a 1.
I don't.
Sucks.
This is opening up a dangerous door here, where people compare me to a professional dungeon master who's like the voice of Ganon and things. But Erica, if you roll a 1, you can re-roll it, and just don't.
Okay.
Tell me.
I will do. If I roll another one, I will keep
That's on you.
And tonight, it's a 3. I'll take it.
Yeah, see? Take it. Well, what size die were you rolling?
It's a D10.
Oh, that's still all right. Not great, but whatever. Yep. Take it and run.
2 more.
Yes. So this is the part where we have transitioned from technical stuff to kind of talking about Dungeons and Dragons, but we have not started the episode yet. We are going to start the episode momentarily, unless somebody has another interlude.
And that means
I can't tell when Jason is being nice to me or sarcastic. My ability to parse tone ends at 5:00.
Episode starts at 20 minutes. Somebody will leave a comment very, very soon.
I'm going to say something mean about baseball because that's how I hurt you. I don't care for it.
I'm just going to show you a dodecahedron then. Take that.
Welcome back to Total Party Kill. It's me, Tony Sindelar, a dungeon master. I use he, him pronouns. And today we're doing one of my favorite things at Total Party Kill. We are starting a new adventure. We are continuing the Keys from the Golden Vault collection and proceeding to the second adventure in this book, the adventure titled The Stygian Gambit. No relation to other gambits, legal or dead. Allow me to introduce our players, and they will remind you of their characters because we do have a group of returning characters today, and then we will jump into the action of the Stygian Gambit. Our first player needs no introductions.
Why, thank you, Tony.
Yes, I am playing. Cheers.
That was about what I expected. I'm good, Jason. I think you were in there by a second. Go, take it away.
Hi, my name is Jason Snell. I need no introduction, so you don't know who I am. I am playing Ravel. He is a Triton druid. And what you need to know about Ravel is now he's level 2, because level 1 druids are terrible, but level 2 druids are cool, and you'll find out more about that later on. But yes, his name is Ravel. There's a reference there. Right. I'm not going to explain it.
Our second player also needs no introductions, but is not quite as fast as Jason. Erica.
Hi, I'm Erica Ensign, she, her. I am playing Levithia Duisigri, also she, her. I'm a level 2 ranger. Level 1 rangers, not great. Level 2 rangers, also not great.
Oh, that's too bad.
Our next player demands an introduction. It is in his rider, which is involved. It's Monty Ashley.
Hi, I'm Monty Ashley. I use the he, him pronouns, as does my character, Krong. Krong is a bugbear rogue, rogue is what they call him. I was going to call him a thief, but they haven't been called thieves in quite some time.
Yep, about 30 years
showing
there,
your
buddy.
age.
And he's a nightmare monster. The end.
And the last player joining us, the classiest player on Total Party Kill, and really the Incomparable Network in general. Yep. Take that, Greg Noss. It's Annette Weirstrand.
Hello, I am so classy. I am playing J. Raff, who is a she, her, just like me, and she is an Aasimar Paladin, level 2. I don't know what I really got being a level 2, so I guess she's just as awesome as she was last time.
I couldn't tell you.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Right. Level 1 rogues are all summon sword. Level 2 rogues and every other level of rogues.
All levels of rogues are great. Yeah. Great at stabbing. They only get better. Mm-hmm. All right, adventures. I'll tell you, this adventure starts rather promptly, I guess. I don't know. That sounds like
it was 5:22.
Abruptly.
This adventure arrives precisely when it intends to.
Yes. You receive yet another detailed, fancy, ornate music box with the matching golden key that it comes with, that you know at this stage of your relationship with the Golden Vault is how you are assigned missions from them. I'll also mention we may get to see them in the context of the event ourselves, but now that they are initiated members in good standing of the organization known as the Golden Vault, our adventurers receive various door prizes for joining a secret society.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. So
feel free.
Maybe I'll run across mine eventually.
Yes. So as you place the little golden key into the ornate music box, it activates and you hear once again the voice of your handler from the previous adventure, Mira Rahir, your contact with the Golden Vault, an organization that is, are they a secret society or a society with secrets? They're a secret society, but they're dedicated to making things better. And so her voice comes out of the box. Greetings, Keys. An ally of the Golden Vault named Verity Kai has had her life savings stolen from her by a devious gambling partner. We found an opportunity to right this wrong. That's what the Golden Vault is all about. This quest, should you choose to undertake it, requires you to infiltrate the Afterlife Casino and steal a statuette and a sum of money. Meet with Verity at the Brine Widow Tavern to learn more details. Good luck, Keys. Cool. And then the box dissolves.
That's just creepy.
Yeah, magic. Mm-hmm. What are you going to do? We'll assume that unlike the previous adventure where you robbed a museum to save the city, this adventure has you robbing a casino because that sounds fun. So,
I just watched Ocean's 12 last night. It's the wrong one. There's no casino.
There's no casino. There's not a casino in all of them. I could have sworn I've seen them all, and I have no recollection of I just assumed there was always a casino.
Ocean's 8, they're robbing the Met Ball.
Oh, okay. Isn't there one where they robbed 3 casinos because they're like, we don't have, let's just like Gillette 5-blade this thing?
That's the original Ocean's 11 with Frank Sinatra.
Okay.
They robbed in the Frank Sinatra one, they robbed 6 casinos all at the same time.
That seems like I don't know. I
think it's 3 in the remake.
Tell me that the Rat Pack didn't have a project manager in it. So the back room in the Brine Widow is well appointed with a polished wood table, paintings of local landscapes, and wrought iron lanterns. Platters on the tables are piled with food, and a pot of tea steams in the center of the table. The tiefling before you has red skin, cobalt blue eyes, and curly white hair she wears in long twists. Black horns rise from her forehead in tight spirals. The adventure did not provide art of Verity Kai, but I imagine that they look something like this, but with white hair. This image sourced from the internet.
Hello.
I knew Monty was going to like this adventure. Verity speaks to you. Thank you for accepting my invitation. I'm Verity Kai, and what I'm about to discuss requires the utmost secrecy. I can't stress to you enough how important it is that you speak of nothing of what you hear beyond these 4 walls.
I'm staring
I shrug.
in the corner.
Okay.
I guess I'll take that as assurances. Well, your job is going to involve a new casino called the Afterlife Casino. It's a operation themed after the 9 L's. Find that very distasteful. On the outskirts of Varkenbluff. The owner, Quentin Togglepocket, built it using prize money he stole from me, and I'd like for you to make his life difficult. He's hosting a tournament there as part of the grand opening, and I want you to steal the statue he plans to award as a trophy. And while you're at it, I'd also like you to steal back the 5,000 gold pieces he stole from me. Bring the statuette and the gold here, where I'll be waiting for you. Verity reaches into her adventurer's kit and pulls out a very distinctive looking bag that you suspect is a bag of holding. And it's got kind of a red and orange motif on it. And she also says, and as per your expenses, our friends in the society have arranged, and she pulls out little pouches of money, 100 gold pieces apiece. I'll also cover your transit.
I'm sorry, you say he built this casino with money he won from you?
Stole from me.
Right, but the money is just sitting there for us to steal? Wouldn't the money be like transformed into walls and valets and dealers and packs of cards and stuff?
Quentin and I used to be partners. And it was always our dream to open our own casino someday. We were both in the games of chance, entrepreneurial way of life, working the circuit. And then we had been pooling our funds, saving for many years. And then several years ago, he disappeared with all of my money. Honestly, I figured he was dead. And then I found out he had taken our money and used it to bankroll this casino. I suspect that he keeps enough cash on hands in the vault that he'll certainly be inconvenienced, but he can afford to pay me back what is mine.
Do you have any insight as to how he might design this vault, or what kind of vault it is, or like if you're planning on creating this together, maybe you have some tips?
Yeah, do you sit around late at night, talk about your plans for security?
Well, I can't say that we did, but perhaps this will be helpful. She reaches into her backpack once again and unfurls a large poster-sized, kind of hand-drawn diagram. Upon hearing about the new Afterlife Casino, made contact with the local Dwarven Guild in charge of construction, and in return for a generous donation into the guild's retirement funds, was given a peek at the blueprints. And while I've attempted to recreate them here, I apologize for the crude artwork. And Verity shows to you a map of the Afterlife Casino.
I appreciate these maps.
This is a theme of the so far in looking through Keys of the Golden Vault. Every heist includes somebody's kind of, amateur, incomplete map of the thing that you will use to plan your heist, and then the actual detailed battle map of the location. So it is located in a natural cavern that they've excavated and built several rooms. Most of the spaces are dedicated to various games. Several games, celebrating the different aspects of the nine hells. But I was particularly interested, and she kind of points to the left side of the diagram here. I did get the layout of the areas that would normally be off limits to non-employees of the casino. And you'll note here, the top left corner is where the vault is, according to our good friend in the Dwarven Guild.
I like the looks of this circus prep (animals) room. We're gonna have to get into there.
Quentin always enjoyed a spectacle. Apparently, they keep various trained animals that they use for entertainment.
Do you know what sort of animals?
I don't know myself. And at the time of construction, they simply were creating spaces for the animals. I'm not sure if it is fully staffed up yet or not.
Trained, you say?
Other
Trained
things that
steal.
Other things that I know. I do know, based on the hiring notices that went out, that Quentin has only hired tieflings for his afterlife-themed casino. He is a gnome, of course. The tournament that I'm previously mentioned is already in progress and is scheduled to end in 2 days. So it's important to return with the statue before then.
How big a statue are we talking about?
How big a statue are we talking about? Excellent question.
Also, who is it a statue of?
It's a statue of, I don't know if I'm going to say this word correctly, or I know I'm not going to say this word correctly. This is one of those great Dungeons and Dragons moments when you have to say a word that you've seen in writing a million times, but never said out loud. That it is an Erinyes, Erinyes, which is like a kind of a winged, I believe like the Fates and the Furies are Erinyes. If I show you this, you haven't seen it yet, but Verity describes a golden statue, probably about a foot tall. It might weigh as much as 10 pounds, ornate statue of a kind of golden winged horned creature holding a ruby gem in its hands.
Would you like us to replace it with a statue of you giving him the finger?
That would be delightful. I apologize. I can't provide you with such a statue. Anything that discredits Quentin and puts his operation into disfavor would be very satisfying to me. But perhaps most importantly, I do want my funds returned to me, and I want his triumphant tournament to be an embarrassment.
Are all the players set for the tournament already?
They are, and she provides you with a list of the players. I'm familiar with some of them from my old gambling days. Unfortunately, yes, it's too late to insert any of you into the tournament. But also, I think if you did not already have a reputation for gambling, it would be hard to find a place among these individuals.
What are they playing?
Yes, they play 3 Dragon Ante. It's a popular card game in the gambling circuit, which is apparently a thing you can actually, like, Wizards of the Coast makes a 3 Dragon Ante set that you can buy with cards. The Adventure as Written provides a way to play it with dice, because of course they do.
Mm-hmm.
If you want, Verity could teach you how to play 3 Dragon Ante.
You sound excited about that prospect.
She's an accomplished gambler. I feel like that's like one of her things.
Of course, I know how to play 3 Dragon Ante. What are you talking about?
Oh, okay. Thanks, Krong.
Oh, I do. I have a playing card set and proficiency with it.
Oh, nice. So Verity explains, yes, among the games of chance at the Afterlife Casino, of course, 3 Dragon Ante, the popular card game being celebrated with the tournament, a game of skill and precision, but also wit and cunning. They also have lesser games of chance, such as Life and Death, and Quentin seems to have invested in these new mechanical clockwork contraptions that are some kind of automated game of chance. It sounds very newfangled. Not a fan. No skill required. And I believe they have some kind of racing animal as well there.
Interesting.
And a spa.
And a spa. Yeah. There's also a restaurant in a kind of a cave below the casino. Any other questions for Verity about the Afterlife Casino, the map that she has provided to you, which I will add to your Google Doc, because that's the kind of dungeon master I am.
Full service.
Is there anything about I can't remember his name, I've forgotten already, because
Quentin Togglepocket.
Quentin, that like is his weakness, or that he is a little like, is he super over cocky? Is he,
Well, he is tricky. He is he's like me, a professional gambler. He knows when to hold them. He knows when to fold them. He knows when to walk away.
One of those.
Yes, but I think he is he's a man of details. I I do not think he would easily be tricked. If you're to be successful, your best bet might be to avoid him entirely while in the casino.
My first thought, circus animal stampede.
I like this thought.
Well, I will reveal now that Ravel is... Oh, it's a Ravel reveal, in fact. That's the best. Now that Ravel is level 2, Ravel has wild shape.
Oh, so you can be part of the stampede.
Ravel can turn
you have got to get into that circus.
So we got animals. We got animals in the circus. Ravel can be, I'm going to give you your options, a lion, a bear, a direwolf, or a giant hyena.
Now I think
D&D enough.
Does it remind me, wild shape, does it have to be animals that you've seen before?
Yes, these are the these are the
those
animals.
Are the things that Ravel knows.
Yeah, well, and of a certain thing. So these are the ones that he's wild shaped in before, and he knows.
Okay.
If there was something else, he could try to wild shape in it, but we would have to actually look up on a D&D table whether it's challenge rating 1 or not. Yeah.
So like when Ravel goes to the circus casino, which might be just like a good thing to do if you have a person with wild shape, is like, yeah, animals, drink it in. Yeah. But then you have to see, like, you're like, how do I assess the challenge rating of this animal by trying to turn into it and like, stuck.
Right.
And I suggest that
can't
Ravel
do the trunk.
Ravel would probably have seen a shark of some sort from his time in Little Ocean.
Unfortunately, yes, Ravel is very good, but swimming creatures are not available at level 2.
But you're a Triton.
I know. Well, this is, yes. I think in the spirit of role-playing, I might argue at some point that the right thing to do would be to not let him change into land animals and only let him change into sea animals. But that would make him a really crappy character, so I'm not going to do that.
Well, there's this big river going straight through the casino, right?
They call it the River Styx.
Yes.
Seems.
Right.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, if you've got a swim speed, you can't... You can't wild shape until level, I forget, 4, something like that.
The river looks like a good access point or exit strategy.
It is, in fact, the only entrance and exit into the casino. There is you travel into the casino via small boats. That's the only way in and out. Yes. It is basically it's an hour north of where you are, kind of in downtown Varkenbluff. It's part of the greater Varkenbluff metro area, but it's a bit out in the kind of the sticks of greater Varkenbluff. And Verity is a pretty well-off gambler. She's happy to rent you a coach ride to get you there and back.
Are we going to need 2 coins each to pay the ferryman?
I suspect that the price to get in is at least 2 coins. Yes, I don't know the exact pricing.
Don't pay the ferryman until he takes you to the other side. That's a reference. Sorry.
Is this like an old song or something? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Blue Oyster Cult or something, right?
I was just making fun of people who are slightly older than me.
I was doing references to actual mythology, which is even older.
It's
mythology? Is that like an old song? Is that what that is?
It's the oldest of songs, yes, in fact.
Yeah, like Don't Fear the Reaper?
Yeah.
Exactly. A classic.
Adventurers, what else would you like to know from Verity? Do you want to head right to the casino? This one is a little less urgent in that there is not an egg that's going to hatch an elder beast that will take out the whole city.
Ticking clock here.
The ticking clock is that the tournament will be done in 48 hours, and you need to embarrass Quentin by making sure the statue is not available at the end of that 48 hours. But it's, I feel there's a little bit of whiplash in the urgency to these. I will say the security of the casino is a lot higher than the Museum of Natural Histories.
I mean, what other than a map, do we really have any knowledge of the security systems of it seems really unlikely
probably not until you get there
to go into a casino and just kind of wander around until we decide how to steal the vault. It seems like we should be more prepared than that.
And yet,
I assume the guards have pitchforks and whips and stuff because it's hell themed.
Can we go in and out and back in?
You do. You have 2 days, and you,
okay.
This is also, I guess, this is not Vegas. This is Greater Varkenbluff. So I think this is not the kind of casino with lodging. So,
all right, yeah. But they're probably open 24/7, so we can just drift in there and do what we need to do. Okay, well, I think we need to reconnoiter then. And maybe I'll use missing out. Yeah, maybe I'll use my wild shape at some point to sort of like get in with the circus animals and see what I can see back behind.
I have a new thing. I got a tattoo. It's pretty cool. I lower the back of my shirt so you can see it, and it's like raven just like splayed across my back, but then I make it move because it's got fluid ink, and I can let it travel around my body and make it look whatever I want. But also, it's a masquerade tattoo. So for 1 hour, once per day, I can transform myself into something else. I have to I still have to have arms and legs and stuff, but
so something humanoid.
But
I've got the plan.
So yes,
you're going to become the statue.
Okay.
Just a foot
I can lose 1 foot shorter or 1 foot taller. So there may be limits. How tall are you now?
You all look very short to me.
I am 5'5", let's say. I guess that's canon now.
Yep. So we're going to have to position you like 50 feet farther away from everybody than the statue currently is.
Yes. Yep.
This is a good plan.
Yeah.
I watched Now You See Me and Now You See Me Too, so I'm totally ready for very realistic plans.
That's on you. I watched Now You See Me 1, and that was a mistake, but I'm not going to get tricked into seeing Now You See Me 2. A movie
what format is the tournament?
The premise is basically holograms are magic. Sorry. I'm still mad about that movie.
What format is the tournament being run in? Swiss pairings, top 8?
Yeah, it's totally top 8 Swiss pairings. Those are Magic the Gathering tournament references, or I don't know if those are actual poker tournament.
I mean, they're Magic the Gathering tournament references, but other people use them because Magic the Gathering got big. But yeah, that's what I was going for.
Tell you what, you'll learn more when you get to the casino.
Okay.
All right. Verity says that if you need to find me, I'll be here at the Brining Widow. But you may not want to burn time going back and forth between the casino and here if you can avoid it. As mentioned, Verity has paid for a fancy coach ride to get you to the casino on the outskirts of Varkenbluff, and you'll head out.
And she's standing by the coach, tapping her foot, saying, "Here's the coach, guys."
Are we also wearing? I would like to say that we're wearing our fancy clothes that we also wore to the museum.
All right. Yes. At this point, several weeks have passed since the museum caper, and you are all well appointed and have spent your money wisely.
Different ones, you could, my parents are rarely at this house.
Tuxedo is a tuxedo. So
I just think,
I have a different dress for sure.
I was going to outfit myself from the gift shop.
Uh-oh.
That's not a bad idea.
Like a hat?
Stygian t-shirt, tourist stuff.
Yeah.
Where is the gift shop on this map?
The gift shop is not identified on the map.
The t-shirt says, "My parents went to the Afterlife Casino and all I got was this lousy t-shirt and my inheritance."
Yeah.
Ding.
All right.
Let's go.
You head out. The carriage takes you out of Varkenbluff into the rolling countryside around Varkenbluff, which is, let's be fair, a lot of marsh and scrublands. It's not the most picturesque ride as you go over hill and dale. You kind of enter a thicket of kind of scrubby trees and pull up an hour later behind some other carriages that are also unloading. They look like the relatively well-off people of the greater Varkenbluff area. Annette, you, of course, Jay recognizes some of them because that's a thing that happens with your character.
We're wealthy.
Yeah.
All us rich people know each other.
I would recognize people, but I am not paying a lot of attention.
They don't recognize you.
No, they probably wouldn't.
There's a little stream, and there's like a really kind of inappropriately large kind of billboard sign that says "This way to the Afterlife Casino" in like gold lettering on black, and the whole sign is shaped like an arrow, kind of just pointing to the river. There's kind of
a classy.
Yeah. And you can see there's the kind of the other rich people are kind of drifting in the direction of the river from the carriage, and it looks like parked along the stream are several jet black boats staffed by red robed looks like they are probably tieflings based on the contours of their heads, but they are wearing hooded robes, and they're kind of one stationed at each boat. They're helping the first group of people that got to the shore into the boats and getting them settled. Looks like they're ready to head downriver into the woods as soon as.
How many people fit in a boat?
Looks like each boat will fit 4 or 5 people.
Okay. I just want to state for the record that as we get into the casino, if there is a gift shop or if they have like kiosks or anything, one of the things I'm going to be looking out for are little, headband with horns. Like just it that seems like the kind of thing a casino bait that's themed around the Nine Hells would possibly sell and could potentially be helpful for costuming later.
All right. You wait in line a little bit, and there's the next boat is available for you. A red robed tiefling bows deeply and says, "Welcome, travelers," and motions for you to board his little boat. I'm assuming you get in the boat because it's that kind of adventure.
I do, but the boat sinks like 6 inches as soon as I step in.
Are you that heavy? I know you're very big, but I thought it was all fur.
I was like 850 pounds.
Wow.
But then they changed the rules and said that all races are generally human height and weight, which is nonsense. So I ignore it.
Not even all humans are generally human height and weight.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a very wide.
All right. So the boat
sometimes it's all fur, sometimes it's all muscle, baby.
There's a dwarf, rich looking dwarf, and he's carrying like oversized sacks of gold with dollar signs or coin signs written on them, and he's about to get in the same boat as you. And the tiefling is, I think we're at capacity because of Kronk's weight in the boat. He uses a stick or a long pole to kind of push the boat away from the shore, and the boat seems to kind of magically glide down the river. You think it's magic because you see another boat kind of coming back the same direction, and unless it's one of those rivers that goes both upstream and downstream, there must be a little bit of magic involved. It's a quick boat ride. It kind of goes around a corner in the river, and there is a big cave mouth that kind of swallows you up. Lots of stalactites hanging down from the roof of the cave. You can hear music kind of echoing in the distance, maybe even the kind of roar of rushing water, and a short passage through a little cave until you emerge in an immense cavern that is the Afterlife Casino. The ceiling is high above your head, must be about 50 feet up. Stalactites, dancing lights, everything is lots of kind of strobing orange and red lights, and you look out upon an immense cavern filled with card tables and gaming stations, chattering patrons, and various kind of fancy garbed tiefling running about filling people's drink orders. Just as the boat docks at a little dock, you hear a group nearby kind of yell out in cheers as if somebody must have won big. Your boater? I don't know. What do you call the guy with a boat?
Boatman.
Ferryman? Boatman?
Or ferryman.
Gondolier.
Raises a hand and gestures to the casino beyond and intones, "Welcome to the afterlife. Temptation awaits." And then he also points to a sign with rules. At this point,
what do the rules say, Tony?
Let me make sure I got the rules correctly here. There is, as you're getting off the boat, there is kind of a little placard, and there's other tieflings there to help you out of the boat if needed. And the placard reads as follows: Rules in the afterlife, : stay out of the river Styx is rule 1. Rule 2, don't cheat. Cheaters never prosper. Rule 3, don't accost or threaten other patrons or the staff. Rule 4, keep your weapons hidden or sheathed at all times. Rule 5, only employees may pass through green trim doors. Rule 6, win, win, win. I don't know if that's really a rule or more like a guideline. Allow me to show you a map of the Afterlife Casino.
Didn't we already see a map? I thought we already.
Allow me to show you the battle map as opposed to Verity's hand-drawn
I see.
map. Yeah, see the difference? Marvel.
Yeah, this one's blurry.
It might be taking a while to load because it's a very big, detailed map. I put your characters towards some docks on kind of the south side of the map.
I see.
I also, just before we got in there, I want to say, as we were on the boat, I was looking very closely at the countryside, to either side of the river, being a ranger, and with forest. The forest is my favorite terrain. I can't tell if that's forests or not, but just in case we need to skedaddle fast, I want to have at least an idea of what we see if we come out through the river.
Sounds good.
Tony, I want, as a water oriented person,
indeed,
I want to observe.
You can say Triton. You can just say Triton.
Well, yes, a water Triton, a Triton. I want to analyze the. They say don't go when the river Styx. Don't swim in the river. Can I observe if there's anything unusual about the water, or is this like no running at a swimming pool? Is it a rule is there something weird about the river?
Okay. You look at the river. It is moving kind of briskly, and you can tell that there's I think you can see at this point in the distance on the far northern side of the casino, it does look like there is like a waterfall where the river drops to some significant height. The water does not seem to be magical in any way. You suspect it's the boats that were magic, not the river. That just seems easier from a magic conservation point of view. And the
but the water is flowing into the cavern and then over the waterfall.
Down. Yes.
Okay.
And the river Styx in mythology, the oldest of songs, has a reputation for causing memory loss. You don't think that is what would happen if you were to come into contact with this river. This is like Disneyland.
All right.
A place I've never been.
I was going to say, this is the Pirates of the Caribbean that we're doing here.
Yes.
I'm going to say to my fellow, you would already know this, but to my players, I will say that not only can I wild shape, but I just want to remind everybody that Ravel can breathe water. So if Ravel just has to like take stuff and hide in the river or swim in the river, he could do that because he can breathe water. He could stay down there basically indefinitely.
Nice. So you're our Krong this time.
Mm-hmm.
Walk out.
Krong is not the Krong this time.
I mean, he can't levitate down a waterfall. That would be a thing, true. Right? But I don't know where the waterfall goes or what goes on with that. But anyway, that might be an advantage for us to have a water breather on our in our group as well as a shape changer. So those are mine. I still think Krong being a secret stealthy nightmare thief monster is a major asset to the party.
Always.
Well, let's start playing some games and earn this $5,000.
Oh, imagine
taking the long
put it all on roulette, roll it, get 10,000. Say we're out of here.
Well, so you are in a casino and you're there as legal participants. So I don't think you need to be worried about your safety as long as you don't do anything illegal or foolish. Do you want to split up and scout out different areas of the casino? And I can tell you what you see one by one. How's that?
Sure.
I've labeled the map with the token with labels A1 through etc. That's just each of those is a different area. It's a little weird because this is a big open area with different areas. You are currently all at the area labeled on the map as A1, which is just the arrival docks.
No gift shop.
You know what? There's like a little kiosk because you asked for it. It's being added to the adventure. It's the kind of dungeon master I am. There are several little booths being staffed by like teenage tieflings that are selling t-shirts. Teenflings, yes, thank you. Yeah. My youngs that are selling, they do various cheap, gaudy T-shirts. Maybe like a sack that you would hold money in, but it's really cheaply made. It's like a Crown Royal bag. And somebody, I think Erica, you mentioned it, so of course they had to have it. Like basically like a baseball hat, but with tiefling horns on it.
I'm buying one of everything.
What does the teen sound like when we go over there, Tony?
Welcome to the Afterlife Casino. How can I help you?
I'd like that and that and that.
Excellent choice.
I would like your largest T-shirt, please.
Oh, of course. It's a D&D themed a place that serves D&D creatures. They have a wide range of sizes. Yeah, they got to go from like gnome up to bugbear, I guess. I don't know what's bigger than a bugbear. Centaur,
a bread box.
That's
half giant.
So yes, for a few. Let me say, everything is overpriced, but we're not going to track the money.
Okay.
You have a variety of merchandise. Usually, people wait until they're on their way out to leave. Thank you.
Great.
Why isn't there a theme hotel? There should be a hotel where you go in and then you're like in a underworld experience for 3 days and you don't go outside ever. That sounds amazing. I would
hotel at a
way
casino.
Too much money for that.
That sounds preposterous. And that is how hotels at casinos were invented, canonically.
That kid grew up to be Stephen Wynn.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
No, all right. We've created a monster.
It takes a monster to create a monster.
A vegan monster, yes.
So I will tell you, the various areas of the Afterlife Casino are named after the different levels of the 9 hells. Avernus being your topmost level. Dis, again, words I've never had to say out loud, but here we go. Minaros, Malbolge, Flexstronian, and Cirque Maladomni, and so on.
Great. And other hells you may not know.
Yes.
Tony would like to pull the ripcord on this list.
Yeah.
The hells, you know them. You know those hells. I did in my preparation for today. I did read up on the 9 hells. So I'm unemployed, people. This is what I got going on. I read up on the 9 hells, and it turns out knowledge of the 9 hells is not needed for understanding how this works. But I would say in the D&D 9 hells, they've got like Avernus, topmost hell, is kind of your classic hell, like. It's red. There's lots of spiky bits. There's horrible things going on there. They try and like mix up how many hells you can get. But let me tell you, by the time they get down to like hell 4 or 5, they are really struggling. You get down to like hell 3 and it's like, what if instead of it being hot, it's really cold? They do that again later in the list. There's like 3 hells that are cold and 4 hells that are hot. And like one of them is like, it's a desert hot. It's a dry hell. Dry heat.
Yeah. But like,
this is all John Milton's fault. D&D didn't do this.
Yeah.
Well, they chose to perpetuate that. Anyway, this casino is based on the 9 hells. Knowledge of the 9 hells is unnecessary if you're a dungeon master thinking about this adventure. Or
you know what they say, Tony? Better to serve in hell better to rule in hell than to serve drinks at a casino. That's what they say.
There you go.
Look, where's the Sisyphus slot machine?
Yeah.
Oh, man. The same coin just keeps coming out and you can never pull the lever. Mm-hmm. Oh, boy. Ravel's interested in the animals because of the wild shape thing. So he's going to go to the back.
I'm going to ask you, just for story purposes, why don't you split up? Which is, comes with the implicit Dungeon Master promise that like nothing bad will befall you as long as you don't like start a fight.
I feel like
Monty's like, I start stabbing a guy. What's going to happen? What are you going to do? You can't,
I feel
there's
like
an implicit promise here.
Jay knows Levithia well enough to actually like not let me go off on my own, but just to drag me along.
You could be in adjoining sections if you'd like. So why don't you locate your token near one of the designated areas on the map, and I will tell you what happens there, and you can explore it.
I think Ravel, having seen that the circus is supposed to be toward the back, is going to kind of
north.
walk to the back, the north end of the cave, toward the restaurant waterfall, just to sort of get the scope of the depth of this. So everybody else might be, I don't know, looking at like the places in the initial part. I think Ravel is going to just stroll all the way to the back and do a real reconnoiter that way. And,
all right.
And all of that. Yeah.
Yep. All right. Ravel heads north. Jay, I don't know if you want to stay with Levithia, but where might you or the two of you head?
I think I will go and sort of like pull Levithia along with me. And I think I want to go check out what's happening at one of these tables over here.
All right.
Maybe this one.
Okay. You're headed that way. And Krong, where are you headed? Did you already move your token somewhere?
Oh, did we lose Krong? I mean, he's so easy to just lose sight of, and then you can't.
It's a big map.
Yeah.
Where did Krong go?
Grong went over near A6. He's going to check out this tournament.
Okay. The tournament is actually at A9, if it matters. But yeah.
Well, then he's going to keep walking past A6 until he gets to A9.
A6, people love this. Surely this won't be edited out when we do this. You would never be confused, Krong, if you were actually there as opposed to in this overhead view. A6 is the spa versus A9 is the tournament. Those are like massage tables, not card tables. All right.
In that case, he will just linger by the spa thinking, ooh, I could get a perm.
Yeah.
Get my fur all curly.
Yeah.
No.
All right.
To the tournament.
Let's start with Jay and Levithia. You head north from the docks. There's a bunch of tables set up. They're in these kind of half circle table so that, 4 players can sit around it. And then the dealer kind of sits across from them on the bisected side of the circle. And you have arrived in the area of the casino known as DIS, D-I-S. This section contains those little square doohickeys that look like old computers, rows of these kind of clockwork animatronic things that they are each kind of themed to look kind of like a little demon creature. They are known as tricky devils, and you see various elderly Varkenbluff people just pumping them full of copper coins over and over again. But it looks like you have headed to one of the tables, and this is a table where we'll assume you grabbed a seat at a table where it's just the two of you and a dealer. The dealer introduces and says, welcome. At this table, we are playing Life and Death.
Is this literal life and death?
No, it's a game. It's heavily regulated.
I laugh merrily because I've played this game before.
There are dice. That the dealer has I imagine he has a dice tower, and he, kind of does a flashy hand move, and several dice rattle out of the tower, and he picks up one and kind of gestures that you might want to pick up one as well. I just realized I don't have any dice on my table. 1 second.
Is that allowed?
You're
fired.
You said you were ready to play D&D and you didn't have any dice.
I didn't have to get up out of my chair, but I did have to open a drawer.
I mean, that's literally me in any room of my house.
Yeah.
There's always dice I can reach.
Look, I now have dice. You're now berating me for a thing that is in the past. So
that's usually how time
for
works.
Things that are in the future.
That would be helpful. That would be a real
Tony,
time saver.
in the next episode, you really messed up.
Seems plausible.
The next episode, we did an excellent heist.
I will also grab a die if probably Jay just nudges me. Like what? Oh, okay.
Yes.
Do we have to throw any money down?
Yes.
I throw a gold coin down.
All right. You place a gold coin. The dealer kind of stands up and waves his hand, and another tiefling runs over. This is a tiefling, and the tiefling is holding kind of a strange box that's on kind of straps that's kind of at chest level in front of them, and the tiefling holds out his hand, and the dealer gestures. Why don't you hand your coinage to this fellow?
I do so.
I'm going to pull out I just whatever I grab, and I don't know. I'm just going to roll a die actually to see what kind of coin it is. I just pull out a copper piece.
All right.
There's a limit at this table. We're going to find out.
So it's a little strange. He's just kind of holding like a wooden box, and he does not open it. But he takes your coin and he kind of just taps it on the box, and then the coin is transformed, and he hands you back like a little wooden disc.
What is that?
Oh, this is so we don't have money laying around. We request that all the games are played with chips.
Oh, where do we get these chips normally?
He points in the corner. There is kind of a like officey area in the southwest corner, not too far from where you got off the boat, where people are kind of cashing their money into chips and chips into money. Seems like you can do small amounts with this little guy who runs around at the tables, though.
Can I make it like, I don't know, is it an Arcana check? Is it a perception check? Just to be like, what the heck just happened with this box?
Sure. Yeah, roll an Arcana check.
Sure. 22.
You think that clearly there's some kind of minor transportation magic being used where that coin just went somewhere else. It's not in the box. The box must contain basically magical components or whatnot. And in return, it transferred gold only has value because we assign value to it, people. But a otherwise worthless little wooden chip painted with green and red kind of checkered pattern, and in the center there's a golden pitchfork, which seems to be the symbol of the casino. So Jay, you're handed back a particularly kind of shiny looking chip. Levithia, you're handed a clearly lesser chip. Do you want to transfer any other things? Says the cashier.
We'll start with this.
Okay. The cashier runs off. So the dealer says, okay, now I think we're now ready to play. He has rows of chips in front of him, and he places basically matching chips with each of you. And he says, get ready. And he picks up his die. Maybe the die is like a little bit bigger than, a normal die that somebody would use to play a game like Dungeons and Dragons in the far off future. I imagine maybe it's something big enough that he's like really rolling it in two hands. And he signals that, you should start doing this too.
Are you saying that
D20?
That this takes place in the past?
Yes. This is in our past.
Whoa.
But also
which kind of
our
die?
future.
In our future.
yeah.
What die is it? Is it a
D20?
D20?
Classic
okay,
die.
I am ready.
All right, ready? Mm-hmm. All right, everyone roll a die. The dealer has rolled a 3.
I have rolled a 19.
I rolled a 13.
Very good, very good. Lucky winners. Each of you are handed basically, you just won, whatever. Double
I got
whatever
a copper.
Yeah, so you now have two coppers. You won a gold piece. Would you like to play again?
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
So I place just one of my chips.
Yep.
I'm letting it ride. 2 coppers this time.
All right, he puts another. And
13 more in a row. And
I blow on my dice.
Sold.
We're done.
the dealer has rolled.
I rolled a 5.
The dealer rolled a 3 again.
I lost my dice behind my computer.
Oh, no.
Jay, how many times do I have to tell you to have so many cocktails before you start?
18. Hello,
wow. Very good, very good. And you continue to play games of life and death with the dealer until you are bored or otherwise wish to go.
Can I ask the dealer some questions? Like, hey, I hear there's a tournament happening.
Oh yes, there's a very popular 3-Dragon Ante-tournament over. He points to the kind of toward where the waterfall goes over the edge of the cliff and down below. That's where the tournament. Lots of people here to watch today.
Is it busier than usual?
Well, we are doing a bit of a soft opening, so we don't really know what usual is yet.
Okay.
I'm just looking around, kind of behind us, what's that big long table over there? The A4.
My money's on Nightshade.
Then mine will be too.
Very good, very good. All right, let us continue to other people. Ravel, you have headed north following the River Styx. So there's a literal river that kind of bisects this casino with kind of like bridge-like crossings every 20 or 30 feet, allowing you to pass back and forth from the east to the west side of the casino. At the north side of the casino, the river plunges over a cliff, crashing 100 feet below into a large body of water. Not too far from that is there is a clearly some kind of large like amphitheater set off from the main casino areas with sets of double doors leading into it, and you kind of poke your head in there. There doesn't look like there's that big an audience happening right now. Looks like there's a big placard with specific scheduled performances. It looks like there is basically an hour-long performance every 4 hours. And looking in, there's kind of, basically just a handful of people, and they seem to be watching some acrobats like kind of practice.
Does it say what the shows are?
Oh, yes. The next show is kind of the featured attraction. It features a trained lion named Emrys.
Emrys. Okay.
Emrys.
A lion, you say?
Yeah. A lion. That's interesting.
There's a picture of a lion like jumping through a flaming hoop.
Okay. And then
very D&D.
I do like that.
Yeah.
And so it's basically the MGM Grand then. And about this body of water that the waterfall is plunging into, what can you tell me about that? I'm gonna scope that out as your
you
water
peek
expert.
over. Yeah, you head north. You look over. You can tell there is, and as reference on Verity's map, there's a restaurant kind of like right below this area here, tucked kind of behind the waterfall. But it looks like this cavern where this river was flowing was pretty high up on a cliffside. It looks like there's just a natural lake below you being fed by this waterfall. It is quite a drop, 100 feet, and looking down, you know enough about water, Ravel, to know that must be some pretty deep water down there.
Right. Any sign of an outlet? Would this be a way that somebody could get out who could swim?
Somebody who could swim, who could survive 100-foot fall and plunge into deep water.
Dive into water? Yeah.
Yeah. Probably, aside from the most aquatic of creatures, it would be very dangerous as a exit for the casino, but for a Triton, level 2 Triton, perhaps. And it's probably not very useful as an entrance unless you have the ability to swim up waterfalls.
Sure.
Which I don't think.
No, because you won't let him turn him into salmon.
Yeah.
You're too low level to be a salmon.
Yeah, you're too low level to be a salmon. Come back at level 4.
So even that restaurant that is down below the waterfall, it's still up pretty far from the...
Yeah. I would say the restaurant is like 80 feet or 90 feet up from the
so
big
it's way down.
lake below.
I'm just, again, scoping out a possible thing. If I can get gold pieces and a bag of holding and leap out into the water and, they'll never find me.
Yeah, I mean, you're definitely, the main entrance and the exit to the museum being by these little tiefling-controlled boats certainly does make dramatic entrances and exits challenging. All right. And last but certainly not least, Krong, you have headed over to their signage directing you to an area of the casino known as Cania, Cania, and there are kind of steps leading down into this sunken floor of a huge gambling haven ringed with pillars of black basalt. There are many 3-dragon ante-tables taking up the floor space, a 3-foot-high shelf carved into the far wall over here to the eastern side has some kind of display case, and there's a bunch of signage indicating that the final round of the Grand Minaros Invitational first-time annual classic has started, and that at this stage of the tournament, and there are 8 players still in the tournament.
I like the balls of calling your first tournament, both annual and classic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I hate this guy already.
Quentin has a way with marketing. So,
are they just playing, or are there officials? Is there?
Oh yeah, no, there are. There are a bunch of there are 2 active tables going on with the remaining 8 players in the tournament, and there's a dealer at each table, and it looks like a decent amount of kind of hanger-ons and people who are here to watch the game, and I imagine there's like a velvet rope kind of separating the game from observers, so that you don't wander too close and bump into any of the players or anything like that. But yeah, and then there's I guess there's some open tables from probably earlier in the tournament when there were a zillion people.
All right. Well, I will stroll in. I will railbird the game a little bit.
All right.
I'll just actually, what's going on at this table? Who are the players?
All right. You head over.
What's going on?
You have happened to go to table 2, and you happen to railbird. Did not know that was a word, but I'm going with it. You happen to railbird up next to a human commoner who, he's real excited, and he's got that kind of no one has talked to him in several days thing going on to him. Oh, mister. You're here at table 2. This is the table to watch. That guy over there, that's Nightshade. I think he is going to go all the way. He points to a kind of distinguished looking tiefling. Just as a note, it seems like in the world of Dungeons and Dragons, tiefling NPCs, this does not carry over to player characters, but tiefling NPCs frequently have kind of like a name that's like a noun or a concept or something like that. So Nightshade.
A lot of tieflings in this place, huh?
Yeah. Well, goes with the theme, right?
Yeah, I thought they were rare.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they're all related. Oh, I shouldn't say that. That's probably offensive. I don't know.
What? No, we can't. No.
No, trust me, I'm a nice guy. Oh, I don't even know if I can say that anymore. Let's talk about Three Dragon Ante. So that's Nightshade. Clearly, I think he's going to win this table. I think he's going to win the whole thing. Right now, they've got him paired up there. That's Jetta Moore. He points to a kind of young-looking human who's playing there. Over there, that's Ruthie Swifford, another human woman. She looks a little bit kind of more older, determined, and looks totally focused on the game. And that guy, well, Wumple Thistledown, I don't think he's going to make it that much longer. He points to a kind of ostentatiously dressed half-elf. The game continue. I
would like to.
Do you want to learn? Ahead. Do you know how to play Three Dragon Ante?
No.
Oh. Do you want to learn how to play Three Dragon Ante on the beginner's table that happens to be just within earshot of the experts table?
I guess.
Okay.
Not really why I came into this room, but sure.
All right. You choose to just kind of eavesdrop. There's a bunch of, they look like the most touristy of tourists. There's a family of 5 halflings. They are called the Rubes. That is they're all wearing hats with tiefling horns on them, and a tiefling dealer is teaching them how to play Three Dragon Ante. Now, in the world of Dungeons and Dragons, Three Dragon Ante is a card game. In the game of Dungeons and Dragons, playing Three Dragon Ante as players playing a game, I think I've got the levels mixed up. You play it with dice, where each die represents a card. But the gist of it is you roll, you would have 5 cards. Instead, you'll take 5 D12s. You roll your 5 D12s. You keep the results of those secret. And basically each round you have to reveal some of your D12s. And it's overly complicated. Whoever has the highest sum of their dice wins, but you get a chance to decide whether you're going to stay in or drop out as people reveal their dice and dice rolls and bidding increases. That's how you play Three Dragon Ante.
Sure. Can I go over to this display table you mentioned and see if there is a golden statue upon it?
Yeah, you head east, totally leaving the tutorial on 3 Dragon Ante. Over on the
I will press B at this point, Tony, and then B again until the conversation is over.
Yep, Matthew Mercer doesn't have to deal with this. Over on the eastern side of the gambling haven that is the tournament, and does not seem to be drawing any kind of foot traffic of the tourists. There is a rather impressive looking display case, and in that display case, not in the vault as you were told, but here on display, but inside a big glass, or at least glass-like looking box, is a golden statue of a Arenas.
But is it real?
I don't know if you need to see it again, but still, now it looks like this. Now you're seeing it of this little foot-tall golden statue holding a little ruby horned creature, big majestic wings, and I imagine there's a little placard next to it that says like that to the first winner of the Grand Minaros Invitational First Annual Classic.
All right.
The case itself, Krong, because I know you're going to ask me, is 2 feet wide, 2 feet deep, and 3 feet tall. The statue is about a foot tall, and you, with your keen eye for weights and items of value, imagine that it weighs 9 pounds. Perhaps giving you a little bit of an evil eye as you're lingering near his display case is I'm just going to say somewhat intimidating tiefling security guard. That's what I used on Google Image Search to find this guy that'll show the players. But a rather tough, burly-looking tiefling. You've noticed several tiefling guards throughout the casino, but this one looks particularly tough. These are not your easily incapacitated guards from the Varkenbluff Museum of Natural History. I'm just picking that as another place that has guards in the greater Varkenbluff world. No reason. But, these are not 1/8 challenge rating individuals. These are something tougher. And as you realize that the statue that you need to steal is not tucked away in some vault, but here in the guarded and relatively busy tournament room, a bit of a spanner has been thrown into the works, or at least something you'll need to adapt for in your plans as you conspire to rob the Afterlife Casino, to embarrass Quentin Togglepocket, to steal back that which was stolen from your new tiefling friend Verity, and ultimately to grind reputation with the Golden Vault Secret Society that you are all members of. What other surprises and secrets await our adventurers as they continue to explore the Afterlife Casino? How hard will it be to find the vault? What wacky animals will Revel shapeshift into? For answers to questions such as these, tune in next time for Total Party Kill: Keys from the Golden Vault, Stygian Vault, Tuesday night.
Part 2.
Part 2.
Exclamation point.
The end.
The end. Dungeons and Dragons.
All right. Well, I've got some plans.
I have some ideas.
So why do we need the statue? We need the statue and 1,000 gold pieces. Is that right?
The statue, 5,000 gold pieces, and if possible, humiliate
them.
You need the again, the statue is not going to turn into a monster. The statue is not the key to saving anyone, but it will totally discredit the casino if the trophy for the tournament goes missing before it can be awarded to the winner of the tournament. So I have given you a Google Doc which has the map and the NPC names, because trying to be helpful. And I feel like, especially, in case anyone else plays this or runs this adventure, I think the nature of a heist is tricky. There are lots of little details that are like, can be a little nitpicky, and you want to get them right. So adventurers, you may wish to add, I gave you a section for casino reconnaissance notes. You may wish to jot things down there. I think we are playing again at the same time next week, but there is a tricky thing where, there are things that your character would remember 1 minute later when we start our next session that you, as weak feeble-minded humans might not remember a week later, because I know I don't. Obviously, you've only just kind of started scouting the casino. There are still several other areas, and at this point, you have no firsthand information or knowledge about any of the behind-the-scenes areas. The other thing I might mention, I don't think it super came up in the areas that you were exploring, but you may have noticed, Krong and Ravel, just as you were wandering around, there are several kind of strange mirrors in several corners of the casino.
They were labeled on the map. What's her face gave us?
Yeah, okay. Security mirrors.
As security mirrors.
Seemed like that might be worthy of further inspection. So that's session 1 of the Stygian Gambit. As promised, I have one more code that I got from the Roll20 people to give somebody access to the entire Keys from the Golden Vault adventure. So if you're somebody who is thinking about running this for people on the internet, I'm sorry, one DM to another, get out. It's not worth it. Your friends, they're not actually your friends. They're just no. Back to the spiel. What we did last time is that you had to answer a question. The question I came up with this time is Verity is the name of the tiefling that hired our friends to rob this casino. Do you remember Verity's last name, as said approximately 1 hour ago? Spelling doesn't count. Secret Agent won last time, so can't win again. There's a slight delay on YouTube, so I'll give a couple minutes for that to appear. Put that in the YouTube chat, and whoever's first correct, we will need to figure out a way that you'll get in contact with me, ideally over the Incomparable Members Slack, and you will be awarded a thing, which is a code for a thing on Roll20, so that you can redeem that and potentially run this adventure or one of the other Keys to the Golden Vault adventures for other nerds, if you're so inclined. Players,
in the meantime, we can all just watch the puppy.
Watch the dog, yeah.
Yeah.
The cat went by there.
She's got a donut.
She does.
So cute.
It's pouty.
Yeah, she doesn't love that. See,
there's a cat.
There's cats moving. Cats are
puppy going after the cat.
Yep.
Jason, I have some questions about the way druid spells work.
Okay.
Can you change your cantrips when you wake up? Or just... Like, I know clerics get to just pick their spells from the big list. I don't know if cantrips work like that. I don't know if druids work like clerics.
Well, I'm not an expert in druids, but I do have... So in my spell list, I have cantrips, and I have some first level spells that are druid spells.
Yeah.
So that it seems fairly normal, fairly like magic, 5e magic.
All right. Well, I will say this. Consider the cantrip Shape Water.
Well, maybe. That's not one that Ravel has ready, but perhaps he should get it ready.
I do like the idea of coming back.
Yeah. I made a note. See what happens if we dam the river? Thinking about we could do that with ice, maybe. Then Shape Water, we just send the river wherever we want to.
I mean, if we want to totally embarrass this guy, like flooding his casino would be one way to do it.
That would. I like the water.
And it would create chaos, which we're fans of creating chaos to get the job done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's worked for us.
I mean, we could go down to the restaurant and poison some people too, just for old time's sake.
I was actually thinking that poisoning them, or can we fix the game so that the wrong person wins and then we bet on the wrong person? But we'd have to make everyone sick, but the least likely person to win.
Yeah,
so
that's very complicated.
Yeah.
I will just mention, I think it would be great if your adventuring group had a name at some point. Often a name comes from, either a specific event or a reoccurring thing. I don't know how I feel if poisoning people is your thing, but it is
like light poisoners.
Light poisoners.
Light poisoners.
It is, but I'm just saying
nauseators.
Yeah, it's right. It's right for some naming.
Museum banquet.
Yeah. The never hired again caterers,
We're also going to need to find an artist who works quickly and cheaply.
Yeah.
Because I picture
also, can we
a painting
destroy
of the statue.
Can we just destroy the statue? Because she just wants to embarrass him so we could get the money and wreck the statue.
Oh, no. We have to do this elegantly. I picture a painting of the statue that we place in the front of the case after the statue is gone so nobody sees it.
That would work.
It's exactly the same principle. Oh, and also, because they have these security mirrors, we'll need a painting of the entire room as seen from those mirrors that we just paste over the mirror.
But it's a magic
people do with security cameras.
But it's a magic painting that's animated so that, like the people in the background move and stuff.
They barely move it. It looks like a second and a half.
Okay, got it.
This sort of plan usually works sort of well in movies.
Yeah. I've never myself...
cloak of invisibility.
Oh. Now, none of you have used we referenced Annette's new tattoo. The others of you do have some new items that may be.
Yes, I have the earring.
I specifically gave you, I gave people items that I thought were heisty.
I just took the candle because it's appropriate for this character that is super not built for heists.
I got the boots of false tracks so I can leave it looks like any animal's walking instead of me. So I figure I'll get into the circus animal stampede and change my feet to zebra or something.
Nice.
I will say JP got the question correct.
Yay.
The quest giver was Verity Kai, or at least that's how I said it. It's spelled slightly differently, but I'm accepting JP's answer as correct. JP, if you're on the members Slack or on Twitter, get in contact with me some way, and I will give you a code so that you can redeem a version of this adventure in Roll20.
Yes, congratulations.
Yay, I am out of codes, so we won't do that again. So
all right, should we sign off?
I think we should sign off. So players, listeners, bootleggers, I believe the plan is we'll be back at the same time next week. Probably will not be the conclusion of the adventure, but the continuation of the adventure. Seems like I mean, how many sessions did it take you for the first one? Three. 3-hour sessions seem to be about the size of the Keys from the Golden Vault heist so far. So we'll see you next week. Follow-up session to be determined, because I think the week after that might be when Dog and Pony Show comes back. So you got a lot of Tuesday night stuff coming your way. If you think that Tony is an okay dungeon master and feel like supporting him financially, you can go to givetonymoney.fun.
Do it.
Yeah, you should.
Goodbye, nerds.
Bye.
Follow your heart.
Bye.